Hey friends, Drex here from Drex Factor Poi. I have been spinning and teaching flow arts for more than 10 years, and I would love to share with you the love of poi spinning and flow arts to benefit your body and brain. Today I have a very special and unique combo for you because it does several things that I never do. Before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Flow DNA, Flow Fests, Flow Toys, Juggling Calling, Pyroterra Light Toys, Spinballs, and Ultrapoi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all these amazing companies and the work that they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links that I've got down in the description of this video. So, to my great frustration, it is rainy and miserable today in DC, and I really wanted to shoot outside, but alas, it is not to be. So I used this as inspiration to do some things that I never ever do in my combos. Namely, this is going to be a combo that can be performed in place with little to no footwork and concentrates mainly on just getting back and forth between tricks. Which I know is the experience that many of you out there have with poi. It's less about the dance side of things, and I always push towards the dance side, but hey, here we are today, yeah? So because of both the limited footwork as well as the types of tricks involved and everything, I'm gonna call this a beginner level combo. Y'all out there might disagree with me, but I certainly think of it as something that I could probably teach to somebody who's been spinning inside of a year. So here's the tricks that you will need to know in order to get this combo down. First up, you will need to know how to do Waistwraps, how to do thread the needle, how to do corkscrews, and how to do anti-spin flowers in together opposite. Yes, I know that that last one is a little bit of a leap, but trust me, we don't wind up being in them for very long, so it's not that big a deal. I will include links to tutorials on all of these tricks down in the description, as well as up in the cards if you happen to be watching this video on YouTube. Now, I'm going to show you the combo again at full speed and then take you through it step by step before showing it to you again in slow motion. So real talk, this hurts me because like it's literally just going back and forth between poi tricks. There's a little bit of body movement that comes in at the end and everything, but so it is. This is actually the kind of combo that I would have written probably 6, 7, 8 years ago before I started getting really into moving my feet. So maybe it'll turn out to be a perfect fit for many of you out there. We'll have to see. But either which way, this starts off with a waist strap. I'm doing my forwards 3-beat weave over to my right-hand side before turning over to my reverse 3-beat weave on my left side. I'm really only doing 1 rep of the weave on each side. If you want to, you can do more than that. If you want to hang out and say do like 1, 2, 3 reps before you turn, if that's more comfortable for you, that's totally fine. But we're only going to turn back between the forward weave and the reverse weave just yet. Okay, so out of our reverse weave, we have our first transition, and that is going to involve taking this right hand right here as it's kind of coming apart from the left hand right here, as it's sweeping up and over, and you're going to use that as a moment to take a stall before going into your thread the needle. What's going on there? I didn't put stalls on the list of things you need to know, and that's totally okay. I believe that you can pull this one off here. Let me show you what's happening. Basically, from this reverse weave right here, as I have my right hand kind of come out and separate from my left hand, I'm also trying to like take away momentum from it, so it just kind of drops over to my right hand side here. I can hang out with my left hand poi still spinning for as long as I want to. And in fact, this is actually kind of a good exercise to get your body used to doing 2 different things with your 2 different hands, right? From here, all I do is I kind of pull inward and upward on that right hand poi to get myself into that thread the needle. You could also do this as a butterfly if you want to. But as to take you through this in much slower detail and everything, as you're taking that reverse weave, really think you're sweeping out and around and down and landing with that right hand, while the left hand just kind of sits there in space for as long as it needs to and everything. think that you're going to pull that right hand poi back up and around. That switches the direction of it, and that is what takes you into your thread the needle. All right, so from the thread the needle, we have our first little bit of very Drex-specific kind of poi messery right here. So I'm thinking in my head, I'm doing like 1, 2, 3 of these, and as I do the third one, I'm sweeping both of my hands out. So I'm going from my hands being in a small space to moving my hands out in a bigger space and everything. Why am I doing this? Because it sets me up for my corkscrew, kind of. As my hands sweep outward and everything, I'm going to pull them back in, and watch very carefully how I'm doing this here, because after they go out and I pull them in, notice that I'm pulling my right hand poi behind my head here. My left hand poi stays in front of me. These are just like moving in pendulums and everything. So I go out and I pull them in, and this becomes the impetus to start up with that corkscrew. Cool, so up top here, as these poi are pointed both inward towards my face and everything, I'm going to sweep my left hand back and my right hand forward, and that is what takes me into that corkscrew. Ha! I stuck some plane breaking in a beginner combo. Tricky of me, right? What that looks like from the side here is as the poi are dangling back and forth and everything, I just kind of like pull my hands around almost like I'm swirling them in like a little pot of soup in front of me and everything, yeah? Swirling around. You know, it's one of those things that I'm trying to get the left hand poi to pass above my head and get my right hand poi down around to pass by my stomach and everything. So over and under, and we're into our corkscrew, yeah? Okay, so once again, you're gonna get in 1, 2, 3 corkscrews, and you're going to let the poi come to a stop down here in front of you. You can simply do this by just slowing down the corkscrew, and the poi will kind of automatically find their way there. The other option is that you could take it like almost as a stall. It's totally up to you. I don't really care. But from this point down below, this is how you're going to get into your together opposite anti-spin flower. The way you can think of this is almost imagine that you're going to pull the poi over your hands going out to the sides, and as you do that, you're going to turn to face your left, yeah? Now from here, I want you to think that you're going to pop the poi up and around in front of you, and as they're about to come back at you and everything, you turn your body such that, boom, you can land that right hand poi behind your head and the left hand poi in front of you. And as you do so, I want you to give a head check back behind you. A friend of mine here in DC, my friend Carly, once commented to me that head checks are something that is very particular to my style, and I never noticed it before she pointed it out. But this is the head check moment, so we know that I wrote this combo. So let me show you that to you again. You bring the poi around over your hands, and you switch this into a wheel plane kind of place. So I've got my left hand poi that is spinning just on the outside of my left forearm, and my right hand poi that is still spinning in what was wall plane just a second ago. They both reach up to the ceiling, and as they come down, I switch it so that my right hand poi is forward and my left hand poi is behind me, or I should say, my right hand poi is further forward relative to me because that poi feels like it's going reverse. And then as the two poi are sweeping in towards me and everything, I just let the right hand poi drop down the center of my back and give a look towards the camera and everything. It happens real quick like that, yeah? Let me give you another view of that in slow motion and everything so you can see the mechanics of that. Basically, I am switching from my wall plane location for my butterfly to a wheel plane location as my arms separate out. And I'm basically taking that first beat almost like it is a tic-tac going across my body and everything. Once it goes up and around and everything, it's pretty straightforward to just let that right hand poi drop behind your shoulders because it's kind of in that position already. The trick is turning the rest of your body as that's happening so that you wind up in the right place looking at the camera at the end. All right, so let's see all that from the top then. One thing I forgot to say at the drop that I probably should have is that I'm doing this with shorter poi. I have them, the tethers wrapped around my fingers such that the poi come to about elbow length and everything. That is helpful not only for working inside of smaller spaces, but also because it is one of those things that when you get to the plane breaking section and everything, shorter poi are going to be easier to control, yeah? Awesome. All right, here we go. So I do a forwards weave over to my right, reverse weave over to my left, stall the poi, and thread the needle once, twice, 3 times, sweep out, go behind my head, and go into my corkscrew once, twice, 3 times to stop, and pull out of it into that anti-spin flower, and boom, fall into that nice little stall where I'm looking back behind me at the camera and everything, yeah? Awesome. Let's see that again in slow motion. Wicked, I want to see you trying out this combo or perhaps putting your own spin on it. Maybe you want to try and do an in-spin flower instead of an anti-spin flower. It's up to you. Either which way, please post video of yourself doing this combo and tag me. I am at DrexFactor on Instagram as well as I think on YouTube. So please, please, please show me your version of this combo because I would love to see it. And if you run into any problems, you can also post video of wherever you're getting stuck and tag me, and I can try and answer your question and help you through it. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, both to help other people find it as well as to help my channel grow. And finally, a big thank you because this video would not be possible without the kind contributions of these wonderful people right here. These are my Flow patrons over on Patreon, and they, along with the wonderful folks listed down in the description, help to make this video and all the videos on my channel possible. If you would like to sign up to support my work of bringing poi spinning and flow arts to benefit people's bodies and brains all over the world, you can do so by heading over to patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi and signing up. There you can get early access to all of my content, as well as a say in what topics I tackle in the future, plus some great extras and behind the scenes content as well. So you should go check that out. Please and thank you. All right, I would love to do more combos where I take just one poi trick and kind of riff on it and everything. So I would love to get your suggestions for what that one poi trick ought to be. Leave me your vote down in the comments. What trick would you like to see me base an entire combo on? I would love to know. And I might make it the topic of a future combo tutorial and everything, yeah? Awesome. Please make sure to get out this weekend and get your flow on and everything. It's good for your brain and your body, and hopefully it will be better weather for you wherever you happen to be as you watch this than it is when I was recording it, yeah? Awesome. Thanks so much for watching, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.